So I'll talk about how AI can help us, to do a better pilot training and leverage AI in pilot training. And I will do the link about how we can connect pilot training and high fidelity simulation with autonomy in aerospace. Okay, I guess I can change it. I can change them over here. So for those of you who do not know CAE, we are a training company and we train pilots around the world. Our main partners are civil aviation and also defense and security forces. So we are there to elevate safety, uh, preparedness, and efficiency in operations around the world. So everything we do is about safety at CAE. And when you take a flight, you want to feel safe. You want to make sure the pilot is ready for everything, right? And this is what we do at CAE. So CAE is relatively large, right? We have over 70 training centers around the world. We train over 137,000 pilots per year, and that's 1 million hours of training per year. That's a lot of training. And when we talk about AI, we talk about data, and 1 million hours of training is a lot of data. And that data can be used to improve training, and then at the end, improve safety in aviation. And CAE is about 13,000 employees around the world. So we are headquartered in Montreal, but we have offices everywhere, including Germany. So what we do about pilot training, we offer training for ab initio, the brand new pilots, when you learn to fly, up to the very end in operations, when pilots need to come back into flight simulators every 6 months, as per regulation. So, and when you look at pilot training in general, there's a need for 1.3 million aviation professionals for the next 10 years. And that includes about 300,000 new pilots and 400 technicians. There's a lot of people to be trained in the upcoming years. Training is also required when we are talking about new technologies. And eVTOLs are a great example. Those new vehicles, a mix of helicopters and fixed wing aircraft operating in new environments, urban and urban canyon effects on wind. Those aircraft will probably embark some human assistance as they are single pilot. So when you bring new technologies to the market, you have to train those pilots. And those are new kind of pilots for a new kind of technology. That's the same thing for autonomy. Before being autonomous, you're going to have human assistance and human AI teaming, as we just heard from our Airbus colleague. So training is also important, and that's an important link there with automation. To go between research, from research to operations, you have to train all those people. So I listed some use cases there that I find are some of the main use cases of AI where AI can help in pilot training. And first of all, we can use AI to do pilot assessment, automatic pilot assessment during training session. So we can collect information, we can detect training events, and we can help the instructor to better teach and then better guide the pilot during the pilot training. AI can also help in competency-based training, where we will focus on outcomes, the competency that we develop during training, rather than the inputs or the task or the duration that we need to do that training. I see that AI, and we already do it at CAE, can be used to improve the training program. Not only the specific training for that individual today, but as a whole, with all your training sessions that you did in the last months, in the last 6 months, in the last years, how your population of pilots are behaving, and how can you adapt your training program based on this new information. There's also the adaptive learning. It's not easy to do, and it requires quite a bit of data. But what if you can adapt the training to the individual? I know I am a visual person. I prefer to learn with visual things. Someone else will learn differently, right? And I have difficulty with weather, but maybe I'm good with navigation. So I would like to have more material on weather, and I can go quicker on navigation. So being able to adapt is something we are looking at. And AI can be used also to offer a virtual coach. What if I have a virtual coach following me in my training journey, right? As I start ab initio, and then I do my career, and I have a kind of small angel helping me there and guiding me about what I can do in my training. And we have, I put CAE Rise there. It's our engine at CAE that does the automatic assessment of pilots today and the training program analytics. So that we have already. So I mentioned that AI can be useful to improve and enhance pilot training, but that needs to be done with data, right? And I put there on the slide the various sources of data that can be useful to do that. Some of them could be coming from the pilot history, the career of the pilot, psychometry, but also data coming from training sessions. And when we talk about data, for sure we have to consider safety, privacy, and everything, and be responsible. So that's certainly a fact. If you look at the picture at the left, this is a full flight simulator level D. It looks like an aircraft, but that's the objective. It needs to be pretty much identical. And because everything is simulated there, or simulated, but at the end it's a simulator, we have access to a lot of data. And that's the data that our CAE Rise system collects, and we can reuse to data learner to improve his own training, but also to look back to the training program and improve the training program. So that's the kind of loop there, continuous loop that we can adapt to those new technologies and then continue improving the training program. So on that image, I put flight training data at the beginning, at the center, I mean. And I'm glad because there's a good correlation with what Gabriela said and what we heard from Airbus a bit before. So between the research on autonomy and the operations, you cannot go straight. You need to go through pilot trainings. And that's why, simulation is in the middle. And you can use those high fidelity simulations to do your research, right? And all the information collected during those training sessions can be used for autonomy, for research on autonomy. All the information during those flight simulator training sessions can be used for operations. And the operation data also can flow the other way around and come and improve the training programs. So it's a kind of closed loop training between the research, the operations, and we see flight training in the middle and flight training devices. And all that data can inform the regulator also and help guide the evolution of AI and autonomy in navigation. And pretty much at the end, so in summary, we are actively developing the future of aviation over there, and the main objective of CAE is to make the world safer. That's what we do by training pilots. And I believe AI is part of it, and AI needs to be part of it if it makes aviation safer. So thank you very much.
Thank you.